Robert, how are things going?
Things are going well. I'm happy we have the opportunity to follow up on our earlier conversation. I did have one question I wanted to ask you. I didn't get a chance to ask you last meeting. Um,
Sure, go ahead.
is that okay? I can ask you
Absolutely.
these questions?
Absolutely. Part of our supervision is a chance for you really to ask whatever you'd like about cases
Okay.
or about our process or many things.
Well, I wasn't sure it was a dual channel of information, but now that I know that, I was wondering, so when you have constructive criticism or you have feedback for me, should how will I get that, and who will have access to that information, and really how will that affect me when you release these findings?
See, this is such a great question. I'm really glad you brought it up. That was something we were going to be talking about today anyway, because as you know, we talked about last time, part of supervision is giving feedback, and that's such an important part, and as I told you, two-way feedback. But the important thing to keep in mind is that there is a power differential here, that I am the person who's going to be evaluating you, and therefore I really do bear a lot of power. And sometimes I think it's a little bit difficult for you to, not you and you specifically, but you as a supervisee, to give me the information or to tell me about things you're worried about or tell me about errors you may have made, because you may be worried that first of all I'll go tell other people, or second of all that I will put it in your evaluation. But I just want to reassure you that this is a process and that I really view this as developmental. So it is so important that you bring the information and that we process it and talk about it together. Now, I should explain to you that we do have a training committee, and therefore 3 of the supervisors, the ones you've already met, are all going to be discussing all the supervisees at regular intervals. So certain things about your development, just like with the other supervisees, we will be sharing. So things you tell me will not be strictly confidential. Of course, also, if you were to tell me things similar to client confidentiality, like if you were to tell me that you were a danger to yourself or others, or if you were to tell me that you were abusing a child or things like that, then of course I couldn't keep it confidential. But things about your development as a supervisee, or feelings you have, or emotions, or all kinds of things, even sexual attraction, those are all really important parts of regular supervision.
Good.
And we really need to talk about them.
Well, you answered my question.
Great. Perfect.